The year is 2307 on the Anno Domini calendar. Earth is currently split into 3 large multinational power blocks, with the race for energy rampant and 20 years of war over said energy. It was expected of the powers to create stronger weapons to warn their enemies, and that was the case when the AEU showcased the AEU-09 AEU Enact. Celestial Being's mobile suit, the GN-001 Gundam Exia, appeared before AEU's Enact to show the power of Celestial Being by dismantling the new and expensive mobile suit of the AEU. Based on the GNY-001 Gundam Australia, the Exia was developed originally as what was nicknamed the Pawn Gundam, a close-range unit that lacked anything that made it special, as each of its skills was intended for the GN-002 Gundam Dynamis, including its 7 swords. All that changed during the development phase of the Exia. The Exia became the only one of the Celestial Beings Gundam specialized to deal with other Gundam-type mobile suits. Its armor was made of E-carbon, an artificial state-of-the-art allotrope of carbon which was lightweight and resistant to temperature changes and corrosion, further enhanced by the GN drive the Exia was equipped with. The GN drive itself gave the Exia many advantages, such as almost infinite operational time, an overboost mode that pushed the mobile suit beyond its limits, and the Trans-Am system itself, a system which was locked away until Aeolia Schenberg, the first man to observe the Geon particle, creator of the GN drives and founder of Celestial Being, was killed. Trans-Am would push the GN drive to operate at a higher rate, producing more particles that were released from the condenser and covered the machine, turning it red in the process. With the system active, the thrust and defensive capabilities were increased, and the machine's overall performance would triple. During Trans-Am, the output of a single GN drive is greater than 3 GN drives while they are not in Trans-Am. GN particles had also mass reduction effects, making the Gundam capable of active mass balance auto-control while in space, flight and ground compatibility, and even underwater operation. Those particles also caused electromagnetic interference, disabling conventional communication and radar systems with their presence in the area. The Exia was also equipped with an optical camouflage, allowing it to be invincible as long as the Gundam was stationary. Final to its systems was the Veda-linked operational system, an OS which connected the Gundam's computer to Veda, the quantum supercomputer of Celestial Being. The Exia had a lot more tricks up its sleeve. At the final phase of its upgrades, it was nicknamed the 7 Swords Gundam due to its multitude of melee weapons. 2 GN beam daggers were stored on its waist armor, which were similar to beam sabers but required less energy and were harder to defuse due to their shorter, concentrated tips. They were also excellent throwing weapons, and the Gundam Meister of the Exia, Setsuna F. Seiei, used them often in such a manner. 2 GN beam sabers were hidden behind the Exia's shoulder armor. Those were the standard issue melee weapons for any 3rd generation Celestial Being mobile suit, like the aforementioned Gundam Dynamis. The GN Long Blade and the GN Short Blade were 2 physical swords attached to the Exia's hips on rotatable mounts. The blades were covered by GN particles, enhancing their durability and cutting power, even allowing them to pierce through GN fields, shields created by GN particles. Those blades, along with the large GN sword the Exia had equipped on its right arm, were the main reason for the Exia's excellence in defeating enemy Gundam types. GN sword was the name of the large attachment on the Exia's right arm, which functioned as a sword which could fold and unfold under the arm, a small shield, and a GN rifle which was hidden under the blade until folded away. The sword and rifle could also retract into the shield to free the Exia's right hand. The Exia was also equipped with a GN shield made of E-carbon and capable of deploying a small GN field over it for extra defensive capabilities, and GN Vulcans on either arm, which were small beam armaments built into the forearms for intercepting missiles or stopping enemy mobile suits when the Exia did not have time to fold the GN sword away to use the more powerful GN sword rifle mode. With its debut on the battlefield, exceptional equipment and systems that made every other state-of-the-art mobile suit from the 3 power blocks, the Exia became a threat and a warning to every single one of those blocks. It caused an uproar, and many armed interventions later, it became clear Celestial Being was a threat to the Union, HRL, and the AEU. Setsuna F. Seiei partook in many battles beyond the armed interventions, and his piloting skills, along with the Exia, led to many victories. Technology advanced rapidly, and eventually Celestial Being was fighting with enemies on equal terms. Gundam types rose up to oppose Celestial Being, such as the Thrones of Team Trinity and the Alvaron, based on the CB-0011 Gundam with its mobile armor form, the Alvatore. In its final battle, the Exia was able to defeat the Alvaron and the Alvatore, Having recently used its Trans Am to defeat the Alvaron, the Exia was still recovering when it encountered Graham Acker with his new SVMS-01X Union Flag Custom 2. Setsunev Seiei and the Exia fought to the bitter end against one last enemy. In a final rush, the two mobile suits impale each other near the cockpit, marking the end of the Exia for now. 4 years later. Alright, Gundam Maniacs, and there you have it, a lore video of the Gundam Exia. But that's not all. There's so much more to this mobile suit, so stay tuned. And thanks and a big shout out to Lord Talos Mobius helping me put this together. He is a 00 stan, he knows his stuff, so he's able to help me put this together. But yeah, check the links in the description. Thanks to all the supporters. Join our Discord if you want to hang out with us and talk stuff, play games, whatever. We have a lot of fun there. But until next time.